Every photographer has had to deal with blurry pictures. The important part is that you understand why your pictures are blurry so you can fix them. So today, Tony and I are going to talk about 8 reasons that your photos are blurry and how to fix them. The first problem is that your pictures are blurry all over with a bit of motion to them. Your problem is probably camera shake. To fix camera shake, one thing you should understand is the reciprocal rule. That's just a fancy schmancy way of saying that your shutter speed should be greater than your focal length. So if you're shooting at 50 millimeters, for example, your shutter speed should be 1/50th or greater. An easy way to deal with this is to switch your camera to shutter priority mode. Make sure that your shutter speed is your focal length or greater, and then put your camera into auto ISO mode, and that should eliminate camera shake. Another way to eliminate camera shake is to use image stabilization, or you can work on your technique with holding the camera. You can prop your arms up against your body and that will help eliminate camera shake, or you could use a tripod. If you're still having problems with camera shake and you're in a situation where you just can't fail, maybe you're taking pictures of your kids blowing out their birthday candles, you can just put your camera into auto mode and that should take care of it for you.
The second most common problem is motion blur. With motion blur, your subject isn't holding completely still and you kind of see there are movement in the picture. As you can see, still parts of the picture are sharp, but the subject itself is blurry. This is really easy to fix. Just put your camera into shutter priority mode and pick a shutter speed that's fast enough to freeze the motion. With people like this, 1/60th is usually good. If they're playing sports, 1/250th or 1/500th. And wildlife, you want to be at 1/1000th or 1/2000th. So I'll bump this up to 1/250th because Chelsea was moving pretty fast. And we'll take another picture.
I'm a constant sport. Ta-da. If your problem is that the part of your photo that you focused on is in focus, but the rest of your photo, including the background, is blurry, you probably just have a shallow depth of field. That's an easy fix. You just need to raise your aperture number. So if you have a low f-stop number like f1.8, raise it to f5.6 or something higher.
It's a common problem when people buy a new lens, like a new 50mm f1.8, because they're not used to working with shallow depth of field. It's one of the benefits of those lenses, but it's also one of the challenges. Another common problem is missed focus, especially when you're using a lens with shallow depth of field. Cameras aren't perfect and they often miss focus. Let's take a look at what happens. To make sure you nail the focus every time, use a single small focus point, and if you're shooting people, place it on their closest eye. Also be sure to take lots of pictures and refocus because no camera gets focus perfect 100% of the time. So let's try that again. Another way to solve it is to use a higher f-stop number, just like you wanted to increase your depth of field. Now let's talk about air quality. We'll have to head outside for this and it's pretty cold, so we're gonna bundle up.
All right, so this will be a good example of what oh my gosh, it's way too cold out here. All right, we're ready, let's go. All right, so the farther your subject is from you, the more haze and humidity and all that other air garbage there is between you and your subject, especially if it's a hazy or foggy day. A subject that's far away is going to appear slightly out of focus or not sharp. So I'll take a picture of Tony not too far away with this 50mm lens to show you how he looks. So he looks nice and clear, he's not so far away. So Tony's gonna move far away and I'm gonna keep him the same size in the frame, but use this monster. Okay, so now Tony is the same size in the frame, but very far away. So let's see what happens. What about light quality? That could be your problem. The softer your light, the softer your picture. If you have hard light, your picture will be sharper, but you probably won't want that for a portrait. It is good for wildlife pictures though.
One more thing that can cause problems is focusing systems that are misaligned just a little bit. People often blame their focusing problems on the camera, but it's very rarely the problem. If you check Chapter 5 in Stunning Digital Photography, we walk you through the entire process of troubleshooting it.